Hey guys, we're here at the P2I booth, CES 2011. This is one of the coolest exhibits we've seen so far, and we're going to hear what they're all about.
Okay, this is a standard tissue, and everybody realizes how that works. So if we put water on it, you're seeing water is just being absorbed exactly as you expect with a normal tissue. And if we put it in water, there's just normal tap water in here, then as you'd expect, it's absorbing water and the tissue has become completely wet and weak, as everybody's used to in everyday life. This is an identical tissue that's been treated by P2I's process, and it has a polymer coating on it. It's identical in appearance and identical in feel because the coating is so thin, so it doesn't change the way the substrate works at all. And if we put water on it, you can see the water cannot wet the surface, and it looks as if it's mercury. It's moving all over, and it's just not wetting the material at all. And if we take the tissue and immerse it completely in water, and we don't need to be gentle, we can move it all around and take it out and just shake it when it comes out to get the water off, and the tissue is absolutely dry. There's no wet surface at all. So if you want to just pull that around and scrunch it up, so you see I'm not doing that, it's absolutely dry to the touch.
That's incredibly cool. It's perfectly dry and it was just stuck in the bottom of water. That's very cool. P2I here at CES 2011, some of the upcoming technology. Where can we find more about you guys?
If you go to our website, p2i.com, you can see all the promotional videos that are here on the stand, and it gives a good explanation of the technology that we're using to put down this innovative coating. And although we're showing it here on tissues and we're pushing it forward for use on PCBs and handheld devices, it can also be used on textiles and metals to give protection against not only corrosion but fingerprints and scratching.
Awesome. That's Snazzy iPhone guy coming from CES 2011. And as always,
everyone, I'm Melody.
And I'm Anthony. We've got some fascinating stuff lined up for you on this episode. We've spent quite a bit of time on the show talking about Sony's current products, what's out now, what's coming very soon. But this time we're going to focus on emerging technologies and find out who's behind new innovations at Sony.
Right, so you know how automakers like to show off their concept cars? Well, electronic brands do the same thing. It's a really good way to get a peek into what their research teams are developing, and here's a really good example. Check out this video of what Sony calls their Ray Modeler. This is a 360-degree auto-stereoscopic 3D display prototype that allows you to see color images from every angle. The left and right eyes are actually seeing different images, giving viewers a sense of depth so that objects like faces and people appear super realistic. And if you were lucky enough to attend some of the conferences where Sony showcased the Ray Modeler last year, you might have actually seen it up close.
Man, I would have liked to have been at one of those conferences, but I couldn't go. I wish somebody would bring it from the secret Sony lab here to me. Oh look, hi. This is Joe from Sony's R&D department, and he brought the Ray Modeler, and this thing is crazy. Joe, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
I am looking at this cartoon dog, and as I go like this, I am seeing it from different angles. This is insane.
I think I just want to run around the table so I get to see all the different angles. It looks so cool.
Yeah, that's better.
I mean, this is nuts. I mean, and we're seeing this without glasses. How am I seeing this without glasses?
Because actually, it's already projecting 360 different pictures to every angle.
Okay.
And then you have to wear the glasses.
So it's doing 360 different pictures, one from each degree.
Yes.
Can you guys do animation with this too?
Yeah, in the future.
Cool.
So how are you making the content for this? Is it going to be easier to make content for this, or is it something special and difficult?
If you talk about the CG, it's not that hard, but if you are talking about taking the real pictures, it's going to be kind of hard because you need to prepare the several cameras and one object inside it, and we're going to do the software things to prepare the virtual cameras.
So it's kind of like motion capture software or like that effect in the Matrix?
Yes.
Very cool.
Close to it.
Very cool. So I know that you have a couple different versions of the Ray Modeler, because this is an R&D product, so you guys are doing tons of prototypes,
yes.
right? And on one of them you have hand tracking, right? So these like little dogs, as I did
yes.
this, would move along with me. How does that work?
Yeah, this one doesn't have, but another prototype has the IR sensor here, and then we can track the hand and rotate the object inside it.
I see. What are the different uses that you're using it for?
We're thinking about the kind of digital signage and the medical applications and some other 360 view, the video games.
Dude, I would love to do some video games.
Could you imagine a platformer on that?
That would be so crazy.
We actually already have the Pong game.
No way!
Wow.
That's
not
so
today,
cool.
though. Sorry.
So what are the exact dimensions here of the Ray modeler? And can it get bigger? Can it get smaller?
Yeah, we need some kind of breakthrough to make it a lot bigger or a lot smaller, but we're kind of working on the bigger one. About this size.
Yeah. Okay, so about the size of like this actual pedestal that it's on. Wow.
Yeah. You can
that'd
put
be awesome.
the one person's head actual size.
That would be so funny.
So I'm seeing a lot of like anatomy being displayed on there. What's the most interesting thing that you've seen this being used for?
Actually, we have already exhibited this at the Natural History Museum in London and the British Library also.
Oh wow.
And we had lots of feedback from that.
You know, it looks really crisp when we're seeing it right now, but I believe the frame rates on the device and on the camera is different, so there might be a little bit of a flicker.
That's
but
right.
when we're looking at it in person, like the textures look so cool. Like that little bear guy, he was all shiny, and then the little owls that you had, they looked really soft.
Yeah.
It was really cool and crisp how the textures came to life on this thing.
And I can, you can sort of hear like a hum coming out of this now, and I can tell something is spinning. How exactly is this working?
Yeah, actually, it's rotating. Like 1800 rotates per minute.
Wow.
And
really fast.
So, and then why is the glasses here, I guess?
Because I don't want anyone to be chopped. The fingers.
to be chopped.
Wow, it's going really fast, so if you put your finger in there, you're going to lose it.
That's funny because the first thing I want to do, because it's 3D, is I want to touch it.
Yeah.
So I guess I would have lost a finger already.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Very cool. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming out and for bringing the Ray modeler here. This is amazing, man.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. I'm Nick Barber. We'll start this week with the first smartphone based on the new Mango edition of Microsoft's Windows Phone platform that was unveiled on Wednesday in Tokyo. Developed by Fujitsu Toshiba Mobile Communications, the IS-12T has a 3.7-inch screen and a 13.2 megapixel camera. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are included in the CDMA-based phone, which is also waterproof. It will be available in Japan only in September or sometime after. The Mango release, which Microsoft officially declared ready to ship on Tuesday, adds some 500 improvements to the original platform, according to Microsoft. They include an email conversation view that is said to make long email discussions more efficient, a Threads feature that brings together text, instant messages, and Facebook chat, and Internet Explorer 9 for faster web browsing. IDC predicts Windows-based smartphones will account for 20% of the market in 2015, second only to Android. Samsung and Verizon Wireless announced an LTE version of the Galaxy Tab 10.1. It's available now. It's one of the few tablets to date that critics have called a viable opponent to the Apple iPad. White and metallic gray models of the tablet will be available at Verizon Wireless stores and online, starting at $530 for a 16-gig model and $630 for a 32-gig model with a 2-year contract. Monthly broadband plans for the Galaxy Tab 10.1 range from $30 to $80. The new Samsung tablet features a 10.1-inch touchscreen, supports Wi-Fi, runs Android Honeycomb, supports Flash apps, and is powered by an NVIDIA Tegra 2 dual-core 1 GHz processor. It also has front and rear-facing cameras as well. Nintendo will slash the price of its 3DS handheld gaming device worldwide as it attempts to turn around dismal sales and grab market share ahead of the launch of Sony's PlayStation Vita. The price of the 3DS will be cut by 40% from 25,000 yen to 15,000 yen on August 11th in Japan. US gamers will see the price drop from $250 to $170 a day later on August 12th. Such a steep drop in price less than 6 months since launch is unusual for a gaming device and indicates the pressure Nintendo is under to make the 3DS a success. The move comes as Nintendo reported losses and a sharp drop in sales for the 3-month period from April to June. A few weeks back, we showed you some prototype technology from Volvo that helped avoid collisions with wild animals. Well, this week we'll take a look at Toyota technology that can automatically stop a car before hitting a pedestrian. Martin Williams got a chance to take a look at the system that uses a millimeter wave radar and a stereo camera to constantly monitor what's in front of the vehicle. The radar is mounted behind the grille and the camera in front of the rear view mirror. Anti-collision systems already exist, but they guard against collisions with much larger objects, such as stopped vehicles or walls, and they don't do a good job when it comes to people. Toyota says its new system is the world's first to detect pedestrians. Driving towards a mannequin at 40 kilometers per hour, or about 25 miles per hour, the system first makes an audible warning, then applies the brakes. Toyota said it will begin appearing in cars in the near future. Martin also got a chance to check out the world's most advanced driving simulator, designed to replicate the sensations of sitting behind the wheel of a car. Inside the dome is a Lexus loaded with electronics and sensors to interface with the simulation system. The wheels have been replaced with mounts that simulate road vibrations, and the speakers reproduce wind noise. Toyota has programmed a Japanese town into the system since research shows that most accidents happen near the home in settings just like this one. The simulator allows Toyota to run the same simulation past many drivers to see how reactions change depending on age and sex. The computer-powered simulator can do things that are too dangerous to do in real cars, even on test tracks, like measure the effects of drowsiness, alcohol, or reaction times to a last-minute emergency. We had the chance to play around with the Contour Plus, the latest in the company's line of wearable cameras. It just so happened that our office went on a Segway tour of Boston last week, so we took the Contour Plus along. The unit ships with 3 mounts, a rechargeable battery, mic adapter, mini HDMI cable, and a USB cable. Also included is a 2 gig micro SD card that can hold 16 minutes of high-quality 1080p footage or 30 minutes of high-quality 720p footage. The wow feature on this camera is its ability to pair via Bluetooth with a cell phone and allow users to preview what the camera sees. The video is jerky and pixelated, but for lining up a shot, it's just what you need. This is also the first Contour helmet cam to include an external mic input. It allows for clear audio with minimal wind noise if you want to do a narration while moving along. Alright, so here we are on our Segway tour testing the mic input on the Contour Plus. We just left the Bunker Hill Monument and we're segwaying through Charlestown, one of the sections of Boston. And this is just to give you an idea of how the external mic works. Now, just to let you know, most mics have an 1/8-inch jack on the end, but the Contour Plus doesn't accept an 1/8-inch jack. There's an adapter that you need to use, which is what I have the mic plugged into right now. The video quality for its size is great, but keep your expectations realistic and don't count on Blu-ray quality HD from this tiny unit. For $500, it's really aimed at outdoor enthusiasts and extreme sports fanatics. And while the video quality may leave a little bit to be desired, the Bluetooth viewfinder and audio input propel it ahead of its predecessors and competition. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. To find out what's coming up on every week's show, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. As we head out this week, we'll leave you with shots of robots dancing at the China National Robotics Championship. I'm Nick Barber, and for all of us here at the IDG News Service, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.